All right, folks, let's talk about the growth power of tax cuts, at least from the Senate side. Joining us now, Senate Finance Committee Chair, Mr. Mike Crapo from the great state of Idaho. Put together his mark and published it. Senator Crapo, welcome back, sir. So let me start with this one. How much of a growth dividend? Do we get a 3% 10-year growth dividend from the Crapo tax cuts?
At least. You know, the Council of Economic Advisors has indicated that together with some regulatory reform that President Trump is doing in some of the DOGE activities, ought to generate somewhere between 4 and 6% growth in GDP. And what that translates into with regard to our tax bill is trillions of dollars of growth in capital formation, jobs, wages, benefits, and new revenue to the Treasury to pay down our deficit.
So you're building that in? Did you build that into your baseline?
Absolutely. As you know, we've been battling this for months. We made these fixes permanent. This tax package will stop a $4.3 trillion tax increase, and it will make these tax cuts permanent so that we don't have to face another tax cliff like this in the future.
And you got, I'm assuming you got your full cost expensing, immediate full cost expensing made permanent.
Yes, absolutely. The bonus depreciation, permanent. R&D, permanent, and the EBITDA accounting rules, permanent. And those three business taxes that are now permanent are a big part of what is going to generate that capital formation in this country and help us grow back to the strength we did when we originally passed the TCJA.
Did you sneak in the factory component, Senator Crapo, on the bonus depreciation?
Yes, as a matter of fact, in addition to stopping a $4.3 trillion tax increase, we've got full factory expensing, as President Trump has asked for.
Oh, good for you.
As well as his accounts. And he also wanted, as you'll recall, a number of other tax cuts, additional new tax cuts, and we've got those in there. We've got the no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security earnings, and we have to do that through an increase in a deduction for seniors, and we also have no tax on overtime.
Well, I've been betting on you. You know that. I've been betting on you the whole time. So we finally unveiled this thing. Let's see. What else should we go through? Small business, did the extra deduction, the 23% deduction for small business get in?
We kept it at 20%, which is what it is now. But the thing that we did, which was a bonus, is we made it permanent also. So that 20% small business deduction is now permanent. Our pass-through entities can get treated fairly like corporations do and be a part of that incredible capital formation and growth that our country is going to see.
But you didn't quite get the 15% made in America corporate tax, did you?
Well, that is already permanent. Well, no, not to the 15%. You're right.
Yeah.
We did not get to 15%. That was one of my goals, but we were not able to get that.
All right. Well, I get it. I understand. And you're going to take down the so-called SALT deduction, state and local tax deduction, back to $10,000. Really, where it belongs, Senator. Actually, if you ask me, it belongs at zero. But I guess a few people disagree with that.
I understand what you're saying, and that one is actually a placeholder negotiation right now between the Senate and the House. And I don't know where it's ultimately going to end up, but we are going to go into negotiations with the House and the White House on the SALT deduction.
And one other thing you and I have talked about privately and on the air, this the so-called current policy baseline. So if you're extending the existing tax cuts, which have thrown off so much revenue, then the deficit impact should be neutral. Now, did you include that in your scorekeeping and your rules?
Yes, we did. We won the current policy baseline battle. And in addition to the things we've talked about, we reduced actual spending in our entitlement programs by somewhere between $1.5 and $2 trillion. And that spending, as well as the growth element of these tax policies, is going to generate a deficit reduction, not a deficit increase like is getting scored with regard to the battles that we had before we got the current policy baseline.
And the parliamentarian will buy into the neutral longer-term deficit impact?
Yes, that decision actually is made by us, as I said to you on previous shows.
Yes.
It's made by the Budget Committee and by the Congress.
Yes.
We made that decision. We still have the Byrd Rule, and there will be things that will be subject to the Byrd Rule, and we're doing that process right now with the parliamentarian but we're doing it under the current policy baseline.
Terrific. No, terrific stuff, Senator Crapo. You've made good on so many of your promises, really, which were so important when we first talked about it. You know, even the CBO, for heaven's sakes, they're now at a 10% baseline tariff, which is what we may or may not get, but they built that in. That gives you an extra almost $3 trillion. My point is, between 3% growth, you got, $1.5 to $2 trillion in the savings from the mandatory programs, Medicaid and food stamps. People have to work. Able-bodied men without dependents have to work. It's a significant deficit reduction on top of a significant growth dividend. That's the way I'm looking at it, Senator Crapo.
Yeah, I agree, and you've described it very well, and I would just put one other touch on it, and that is, as I said before, $1.5 to $2 trillion in actual spending reduction. That is the biggest entitlement reform that has ever been done by Congress.
And last one, I'm told, I don't know, breaking news, J.D. Vance is telling senators that President Trump wants this whole bill done by August. Is that true? August, not July 4th? I can live with it whenever you do it, as long as you do it soon.
Well, the target that we have been given is July 4th to get the bill to the House, I think, or maybe through the House. It has to be done by August because there is also a debt ceiling issue facing us, and the debt ceiling will expire at some time in late July or mid-August. And so we have to finish the bill sometime in either early or at the latest, late July.
The economic power of tax cuts. Senator Mike Crapo of the great state of Idaho, head of the Senate Finance Committee. Good work, Senator. Thank you.